A random topic of conversation popped up at dinner the other night with one of my friends, and we were sitting there talking about what I'm doing for a living. And then all of a sudden, he tells me about his dad. Right? His dad retired about a year ago, and since then, it's kind of been a downward spiral. From what I know, and I don't know much about the situation, but he has always had some low-level back pain. And then all of a sudden he retired. He's not moving around as much. From what I know in his retirement, he's been doing a lot of computer searching and TV watching. And that's not what everybody does. But a lot of the time people are like, I'm done. I'm done working. I'm not really doing a ton. And all of a sudden, because of that, pain, that back pain that was once a low level, all of a sudden goes into this extreme pain that has become debilitating. His dad won't even walk through the grocery store anymore. He won't pick up anything off the floor because he says the pain in his back is that bad. So from a year ago to now, really, what is the biggest difference that's occurred in this guy's life? Retirement. And I'm here to talk a little bit today about how we may see increases in pain in retirement, and mainly because of lack of movement or lack of activity. For some people, don't get me wrong, there can be too much activity, especially if you really want to become a weekend warrior. But a lot of the time, people post-retirement, they want to relax. They want to enjoy themselves. And some people become less active than they were. Some people think that the job is actually what was causing their pain. Okay, I have a job, I'm sitting at a desk all day, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm in the same position all day, and this is why I'm in pain. And then all of a sudden they stop working and they go home and they're doing retirement, but their pain doesn't change. Crazy, right? Who would have thought? Less of the same activity is still giving me pain. Well, or it's giving more pain. Well, overall, we can always say that less activity doesn't always mean, or less of one activity doesn't always mean less pain. And that's because our body needs to continue to move. It needs to learn and continue to be resilient even as we get older. Retirement doesn't mean that we stop doing what we need to do for our bodies. And for some people, like I said, that's not true. Some people will go and be more active, but some people will sit. And then pain gets worse. Our bodies like to move. Our joints like to move. Arthritis likes to move. If we stop moving an arthritic joint, what happens? It gets stiffer and stiffer and stiffer, right? Muscles also like to continue to be trained throughout our lifespan. If we don't continue to move and use our muscles as we were when we were working, then yeah, pain is probably going to get worse because those areas that you were using and doing a little bit of strengthening with on a daily basis are losing their ability to learn how to work. They're not doing what they were used to. And you know what? If you sat at a desk all day and you come home and you're being more active, that's great. But if you sat at a desk all day, you came home and you're sitting on your computer or you're doing things similar to doing what you were doing, all right? Now, if we talk about kind of what happens in retirement, some people will also have a lot of stressors from it. Number one, we have to think about money. Number two, you have to think about, you really have to think about what you're doing on a daily basis. Do you have plans as to what you're going to do? Or are you always thinking about, oh my goodness, like I'm not used to this not having a routine anymore. And for some people that's stressful. Guys, stress increases pain. And I want you to really remember that. If you're stressed out about a certain situation, more than likely any little bit of pain that you're going to feel is going to be worse. The other few things to think about, okay? People think pain is normal as we get older. Well, it shouldn't be. Pain is modifiable throughout the lifespan. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you can't get stronger. I had somebody the other day who's in their late 50s, early 60s look at me and say to me, do you think that I could deadlift my body weight? And my answer was absolutely, with the right training. What we have to remember is pain may take a few different variables that you need to work on for it to go away a little bit. It doesn't just necessarily mean take away the stressor. Sometimes you have to get stronger. Sometimes you have to start moving in new ways or stop moving in a way that you used to for a short period of time, not forever. It is one of those things that we have to remember. As I already said, it is not normal. Pain stimulus is not normal. I can say it over and over again. But for years, we've been led to think that aging equates to pain. Pain's modifiable. The factors are modifiable. And also, pain experiences are what we take out of them. A few weeks ago, I wrote a blog on the fear avoidance model of pain. And basically, it all lands on that pain experience, okay? There's pain experience, and then we go around in a circle. One's a negative feedback loop, one's a positive feedback loop. The positive one leads people to a positive recovery. The other one leads people into saying, oh my goodness, I have this condition. It's going to be with me for life. It's always painful. If I bend over, it always causes pain, so I'm not going to bend over. We then end up in this circle of disability. And I don't want those in retirement to end up there. Just because you're retired doesn't mean you should sit. Start a new habit. Start walking. Like I said, our joints really like motion. Just because you change that one factor, that stress factor from work, doesn't mean pain's going to go away. So address it. See a physical therapist. See somebody who can help you strengthen in the ways that you need to. And see a physician if you need to. Go for your physical still. Don't stop medical care. And I'm going to say it again, don't think that pain is normal as you get older. All right, guys, random topic of conversation for today, but it was something that I thought was really interesting. And I wish I could instill a little bit more knowledge in people, just saying, just because your work stresses have gone away doesn't mean your pain's going to go away. And that could be because you just need to move in a different way. All right. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. And I look forward to doing this again soon.